So I'm going to go ahead and pull, pick a card. Basically, I'm going to have two piles. Pick whichever one resonates for you. And if there is, I'm feeling like neither one of them is really grabbing your attention, I always like to end with an overall for the collective. So if you're here, it is for a reason. If you don't see, it doesn't feel like you're feeling it, it might not be for you, or maybe just wait and then see what the message overall is. So here we go. I wanted to maybe focus on making this a reading about personal growth, about building ourselves, improving ourselves, self mastery, and something that you may need to hear in regards to those things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick my two piles by color. So pile number one, I have a card for pile number one. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the cards, and then I will show them to you. You guys time a moment to see if anything resonates, and we'll go from there. Number one. Number two. Number one. And here are your two pile options. This is pile number one and pile number two. I'm going to start with pile number one. So if you chose this blue one as your pile, which says rest and balance. Rest and balance seems to be your focus here. For rest and balance. I feel like you went through, or you're coming out of a time where you had really not the best luck. You felt like no matter what you did and how much effort you put into it, you just kept taking L's. You took a lot of losses, loss of income, loss of just overall wealth in your life, and you felt like you lost that skill to be able to make things happen. I feel like you got all pentacles. Every suit pulled was a pentacle, which, if you're not aware, pentacle stands for like money, monetary things, a worldly material value, and stability and financial success and stuff like that. So I feel like you had a choice to make of what to do after everything was screwed up. Now you're on this path of just elevation. You went through the mud, you went through a lot in the situation. I feel like you lost everything, and that could be people, places, things, your You know, you lost, and inside of you as well, you lost your motivation, you lost your drive, you lost your why. But it feels like some shifts are definitely coming for you. You definitely, I feel like whatever you went through, at first maybe you were bitter, you were angry, you were resentful, you were unforgiving. You know, there were things where you were not willing to be accountable and willing to own up to and step into your truth and accountability and responsibility of whatever was going on. And you kept yourself there maybe for quite a while, be thinking that you were a victim. Slept through a whole lot of stuff, like all a mess, unraveling everywhere. But you had to step back and take accountability for your miscalculations, for your role or in this situation. It was kind of like a mental shift for you. I feel like you leveled up in a spiritual way, in a grown-up way. Like, you had to face yourself and be honest with yourself about some things. You had to be present. It fix things, right your wrongs. You had to help yourself. You had to slow the fuck down thinking you knew everything, because that's what you got in the situation. But those are all dealing with the shadow sides of yourself. A lot of turmoil and a lot of, you know, past things that you were not willing to forgive, or you were just holding on to, not willing to accept or to heal from. You didn't want to forgive, you didn't want to forget, you just wanted to just harbor that shit, and it was dark for a while. But you went through it. You got through got a lot of balance and peace to your life, a lot of financial stability, financial foundation for stability. And things are really going to start adding up and making sense. You know, from here on out, you worked really hard, but you had to accept that you didn't know everything and that you fucked up or that you needed help. And I think that's hard for you to do. So the feeling overall, you're definitely a leader. You're definitely now stepping into that manifestation phase where you're able to actually live life and be happy without this cloud over you, or without all of these limitations of your mind. And you really let yourself grow to just a new mature level within yourself. You know, you went through the steps, you put in the work, you did the work. You know, you stuck to the process, you trusted, even if when you didn't, you know, the process and the way things going, knowing that at the end it has to be for your greater good, and knowing that things are going to be okay. And I think that definite shift in your mental helped you overcome this hardship and these losses and things that you just went through. You know, it's right when you needed yourself the most, you stepped in for yourself and you were able to do what you had to do. So smile. So it says your mind has a deep and powerful connection with your body. When you are mentally stressed out, our bodies mirror our minds by tightening up, and when we're mentally open and relaxed, our bodies can soften and relax. The magical thing is that the relationship works the other way too. So if we make our body more relaxed, our mind will follow. One of the best ways to do this is by smiling. Next time you're dealing with a difficult emotional situation, try softening your face and smiling. This will tell your mind that everything you're doing is okay, that you're doing okay, and if you're not feeling super happy in the moment, even if you're not feeling happy in the moment. So I think that you showed that you could do that. You pulled your pants up, you did what you had to do, you put yourself in a better situation where you can be proud of yourself. And I feel like you haven't been able to do that in a long time. You took a lot of hits to your soul, to your mind, to your heart, and to your energy. A lot of toxicity and turmoil and, you know, negative energy and narcissism and mind fuckery was all around you in this environment. You were able to step away. You were able to walk away from the losses without looking back, without bringing all this unnecessary baggage into this new phase and chapter. You cleaned up your mess, and if anything, to be proud of yourself. It was a fucking journey. You know, I know you went through it like a motherfucker, but made it. Stay disciplined. I feel like you definitely learned the lesson of discipline and how crucial it is in your life, and you're not willing to go back to the old ways of being and the old versions of yourself, which is great because that person or that version of yourself is now a past reflection. You've been there, you've done that, you grow through what you go through, so that you can actually level up and do right by yourself and your soul and the collective overall at the end of the day. So, good vibe, guys. It keeps coming to my mind. I keep looking at this little like fake dollar bill thing I have. Like, it keeps coming to my mind. There's a strong vibe of success here. Like, you are destined for greatness. You are just as amazing and skilled or knowledgeable or crafty or whatever that you think you are, and there's a strong feeling of entrepreneurship, of starting a business or bringing your imagination or your ideas to life and making a life out of these things, out of your passions, out of these dreams and goals in your mind, or things that you may think are far-fetched. You proved it to yourself. Put the work in, keep on keeping on, and you will reap the benefits. So if you're starting a business, if you're thinking about one, or branching off on your own, or doing your own thing, or investing or something, I'd say go for it. This is it's an amazing time for you, and you are going to step up. You're going to shine. You're going to dominate whatever you go into. So definitely, I'd say it's a go for you. Don't need luck. I'd say good luck, but you guys got this, so handle it. Handle that shit. Right, pile number 2. So if you picked this yellow card, which is insight and awareness. Insight and awareness. I love it. So it's crazy. So I was thrown off a little bit at first, but I'm not anymore. I feel very, very strongly like, I know you don't want to. I know it's hard to make these choices. But you found yourself in a little bit of a pickle, I feel like. A battle between heart and mind right now. A battle between continuing to prolong the inevitable. But I think that we both know that things are not as they seem. It's not adding up. It's not making sense. If it don't make sense, it don't make money. So what are we doing? Your calculations and rompulations, all of those things are miscalibrated and miscalculated. And I feel like you're getting a little over your head now. To be honest, I feel like there's a secret here. There's a secret being kept, and I don't know. I feel like maybe you're the secret keeper. Definitely a secret being kept here. I feel like, wow. Yes. Okay. But I feel like you're choosing some type of a relationship over yourself right now. You're not thinking clearly in the sense of what is best for you. And you're dragging this shit out. You don't want to face the reality. You don't want to tell the truth if you're keeping a secret. You don't want to tell them or hurt them. Or you don't want to have to be accountable for your actions. Something is being tiptoed around. Things need to be said. It's between you and somebody else, but you are supposed to be choosing you right now. Okay? You're going through something that is removing from your life the things that no longer serve you any good, so you can move forward. So that you can overcome, this rough time in your life. This is a breakthrough time for you, and you are not wanting to make the transition. You need to do that before you end up a victim in your own situation, or making things worse. something that's being avoided. It feels like you're tiptoeing around it. It feels like you're not wanting to be honest with yourself and somebody else. And you are just avoiding something like a plague. We all have negative thought patterns. See, look at this. Name the demons. We all have negative thought patterns or habits that make guest appearances in our minds. Anxiety, self-criticism, doubt, fear of missing out. We call these our demons because they can make our lives hell. A powerful first step to free yourself from the personal demons is to start naming them. Calling them by their names whenever they appear means that you create a little bit of distance between you and them, and can help you to avoid getting entangled in this unproductive thought spiral. Next time you feel your demons arising, try greeting them out loud. Hello, worry. Hello, jealousy. Hello, doubt. Hello, tiptoeing secret. Yes, there's something that you are avoiding like the plague. And maybe it is this, maybe the truth is your demon, that you are refusing to see or accept or to acknowledge. And the only way to solve a problem is the first step, realize that there is a problem. You gotta take heed, because the longer you wait, the more toxic and limiting and negative the situation can go. I do feel like there's some being hidden. You're not being honest. It's time to let things go so they can start adding up. You got to face these things. There's some things that's within yourself, something that's toxic to your soul, but you're avoiding the root of this using or the root of the problem. You're avoiding because you know what the root is. You know what's going on, but you don't want to face that. You don't want to be honest with yourself. So you just can't really see things clearly. Maybe you started to enjoy being the victim or coming off with the victim in a situation. This is a big shift for you. This is character, a personality shift, literally. This is an opportunity to upgrade your character, to be a better version of your actual self. This is the test, and you're right in the middle of it. Right in the middle of it. Start subtracting the things that aren't adding up in your life. It's time to face those things, and it's hard. But this is where you are. We find ourselves in situations that we put ourselves in, and there's no one to look at but ourselves. Because at the end of the day, everything in life is a reflection of self and what is being put out to the world. If you want to be great, you want a better life, you want to move past this, you want to be who you are meant to be, then start sending that energy out to the world. Stop doubting yourself and covering it up and clouding your mind and your vision and allowing yourself to be ignorant to who you are, or to the things that you're doing, or the behaviors that you have, or the people around you, or the company you keep. Be mindful of those things. It is definitely insight and awareness vibe. But you got this. You got this. But stop wasting your time frivolously. Like, it's just, you got shit to do. So get it together and tighten up. You got this, though. So I only picked a few cards. The first card I'm going to show you is Storm. Now, Storm is about being in a phase of your life or a chapter of your life where you are being put to the test. Maybe in the eye of that storm, in the chaos of everything around you, in all of your environment, your toxicity, and everything, turmoil or upheaval in your life, being able to navigate through life's challenges and navigate through this storm to find your way out, to find the calm in the midst of everything around you, and allowing yourself to release, to cleanse, to level yourself up in a way of being unbothered. It's definitely just a feeling of being unbothered, of knowing that you do not have to allow anyone or anything or any outside forces to affect who you are, how you are, your state of being. We are fully in control of our state of being. By allowing yourself to become more so of an observer, not a reactor. allowing life to work as it's working, allowing things to unfold as they are, without assisting, without resisting, and just flowing with your flow. And just a strong sense of self-control and discipline is the vibe. So first card that I got was remember kindness. So we are naturally kind, even in our lowest moments when we feel useless or have no value. Our inner kindness can give us strength to pull through. Take 5 minutes to remember episodes of kindness and generosity that you've witnessed or experienced, whether it's heroic kindness worthy of a movie or something small like giving a smile to someone who needed it. Remember these things in as much detail as possible. And by keeping them in your mind, you're always able to access them as a reminder that you and the world are full of kindness and generosity. And the second one is look for lovely. So the way we look affects what we see, and what we see affects how we feel. And by intentionally looking for and tuning into moments of loveliness, generosity, kindness throughout your day, you nudge your mood and overall perspective into positivity. Practice with focusing on the small moments, the coolness of the breeze, a stranger's smile, kindness of a friend. And these moments may seem minor, but giving them your attention is amplifying their light and brightening your mind. That's awesome. Like I said, all self-control, taking control of your life, your mood, your state of being. Maybe you've been going through something that really tainted you inside, or really darkened your spirit, or just felt like it was a cloud. And it's saying you are so powerful to do this and to set the tone for your life and set the direction in which you want to project in. So great feeling. Stay strong, stay true to yourself. You're going to make it through the storm. Stand in that confidence and that truth and that light of who you are, and you will only get brighter. And things will always be better in the morning. Have a good day.